What's going on, guys? TKD123 video, and today we're going to talk about a whole bunch of news here that came out yesterday. Yesterday was a busy day for me. I had school, at work, just like the regular usual college schedule that I have to endure these days. But now we're going to sit down. I woke up today, I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about this topic, because this topic has been kind of just marinating in me, and I've been thinking a lot about it, especially yesterday when I first read up on it, and let's get right into it. So if you all recall, a few months back, I made a video basically breaking down the whole new deal that Marvel has made with Studio Crystal Dynamics. Now, of course, they are behind Tomb Raider and everything, and so they are definitely in that kind of third-person action-adventure genre and everything, and Marvel decided to partner with that studio to make a multi-year, multi-game deal where they will be utilizing the IPs that Marvel has, so, hence, the superhero stuff and all that good things like that we all love and enjoy to watch in movie theaters and everything. And the reason why, this was such a big deal, and really, it, definitely has been happening definitely just before that, right, with of course the deal with Marvel and with Insomniac Games when they were making the Spider-Man PS4 game and everything, and then with them bringing their Guardians IP to Telltale and everything. And so now here we are, just continuing that kind of idea of licensing your IPs to other studios that actually know what they're doing, right, as opposed to just making a movie tie-in game that's supposed to be in line with a movie that's coming out that we used to get back in the day with like the PS2 and everything, and some PS3 stuff, but not really that much on PS3. But that's what we used to get when it comes to terms of games that involve superheroes. But now we are getting legitimate actual games coming from legitimate, not calling those movie tie-in studios not legit. It's just that when now we are getting these games coming from third-party AAA studios and everything, it is going to be absolutely crazy here. And then we have some details on the Marvel Avengers game that Crystal Dynamics is working on. So this article comes to us from IGN, the glorious people at IGN, and Matt Davidson writes, Crystal Dynamics' upcoming Avengers game will feature social, shared online play, and will, at least in combat sections, resemble a third-person cover-based action-adventure game. And man, guys, when I read that, holy shit, things went crazy, man. Like, I am so much more excited for this game now. We just said that we had these little details. Again, this is very, very little stuff. There's not a lot here, but there's a lot definitely that really does warrant a discussion about this whole thing, right? And so they go on to explain that they got this from job postings that they were posting up on the internet and everything, stuff like that, and that they officially have the game coded as the Avengers Project, right? Who knows if that's going to be the working title? It really does sound like a cool title, by the Avengers Project, like that. It definitely, does sound like a really cool game there if they keep that name. I doubt they will, but if they do keep the name, I'll be fine with it, right? And so they explain here that one of the job postings is asking for an applicant that is a quote lead level designer position focusing on level development, and it typically refers to a fun, unique online experiences and everything. And so they also go on to explain that the role will be having people fill in the social implications of shared gameplay as well as various game modes and campaigns. That's what they're mainly looking for here with this specific job posting. So just to break it down here, they are looking for someone that understands fun, unique online experiences, the social implications of shared gameplay, and various game modes and campaigns. All of that stuff, doesn't it kind of ring a bell low-key? Like, it's starting to ring a bell that I'm going to connect here in a little bit going on to the video. But let's move on to the other posting. The other posting is looking for an experienced combat designer who will work with the rest of the team, quote, plan, prototype, and build combat systems that directly apply to a third-person cover-based action-adventure game. So, throughout this whole entire article, they have basically highlighted the main thing that this game is going to be and what I feel this will, kind of be at the end of, its development, and that is that this will be a third-person action-adventure game, right? And oh my gosh, dude, like, that sounds so good, and there's an online component. Hopefully there's co-op in it as well. Like, dude, like, this is shaping up to sound, like, listen here, okay, right? I thought, this game was going to be a little bit more in line of just like a Tomb Raider, but only be a one-player aspect game, right? Where it's just like, okay, cool, it's probably a great story, it's probably an original story, which I've said before that, like, they are going to let these studios kind of tell their own story and not really have to tie into anything or tie into any of the movies or tie into any of the other games that other studios are making and everything, and that like they have complete freedom to tell whatever story they want. So I was under the impression that, okay, like these games, and especially this one right here, will just be a one-player experience. It's gonna be a great story. It's gonna be super cool and everything. But you know, there probably won't be any multiplayer. Probably won't be any co-op here. And what they are talking about right here on this job posting and everything, and what they are talking about here overall, is shaping up to sound really, really cool, man. It's shaping to sound like some sort of like third person, like so I was listening to the Kind of Funny game show, right? And I had this article pulled up, and I was just reading through it while I was watching Kind of Funny Games Daily and everything. And so Greg Miller, the man of the hour, the homie, what's up, bro? I love you, dog. But he made the comparison of like having, okay, like imagine this game is, right, you go into a level, right, and you're like as Iron Man and you're Thor, right? So the first half of the mission is that you're in the air, you're maybe like just doing airborne combat because both Thor and Iron Man can fly, right? And then there comes a time when you have to go down to the ground floor, and with it being a third person action adventure cover based shooter type of game here, so like let's say you're playing as Iron Man and you are firing off shots on your ion cans and everything, and then you duck in the cover, but you don't just duck in the cover, you like slam in the cover because you're wearing armor, right? And so maybe you like boost into cover and you like slam the brick wall, whatever that's behind you, and it starts to crumble and everything, and you see that happening in real time, and you're covering your shots with this wall while you're blasting up shots with your ion cannon, and like, oh my god, dude, like imagine that in a co-op scenario. That sounds so great, guys. It sounds awesome. But there is one caveat to this whole thing. All is not sunshine and roses here. So they are saying here that they need someone to basically plan, prototype, and build combat systems. And so if this game, what they said before, it was expected to launch next year in 2018, and they don't necessarily even have combat systems directly planned out and really thought out, I don't think this game is coming out 2018. Now that's not gonna happen. I don't, like, if they don't even have the combat nailed down for this whole game, I really don't think this game is coming out 2018. I would expect maybe a fall 2019, maybe I could even see it get pushed to 2020 even. I don't think 2020. I think maybe 2019, maybe in the spring or maybe in the fall, but definitely not 2018. I don't see that happen. But with all this coming out, with this game basically nailing down being a third person action adventure cover based shooter type of thing, this is sounding awesome, right? And I hope that this game has a great original story like they said that they would be able to do with the studio and everything. And I hope this has also legs in a co-op standpoint, because man, like, wouldn't it be cool to get 5 of your friends and you play as the Avengers, right? And you're out doing missions, or you're doing whatever the game entails, right? But you're doing it in a third person, beautiful looking game, cover based and everything. Like, oh dude, like, I'm telling you right now that like this is gonna be a game to look out for. I'm telling you right, like, this game is gonna be legit, right? And there are some murmurs going around that I was reading also on Reddit here, that a lot of people think that, okay, like maybe these job postings are for a different part of the game, like maybe it's for some sort of horde mode that's coming to the multiplayer section of this game. Maybe it's not necessarily talking about the single player, right? Which I guess that can make a little bit of sense here, but it still does sound kind of vague with the whole thing not having a combat system directly planned out. That sounds kind of weird, but I don't know if maybe they're just talking about the mode that is not the single player, right? So like maybe this is all job postings for another mode that involves multiplayer and everything, and doesn't have to do with the single player. But then why would you have 2 combat systems for 2 different modes in the same game? Like, wouldn't you want a singular combat system to work with both single player and multiplayer? I don't know, that's just me rambling here. That's just me talking about everything here. But that is all I got. That is all my time here. Let me know what you guys think about the Avengers Project game, guys. What do you guys want to see with this game? Do you guys like the direction this game is going? I know a lot of people weren't really liking the vibe of it being a third-person online, adventure action game. Let me know in the comments below if you're one of those people that disagree with the statement that, like, this is good stuff here. And if you all enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share it down below. I appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.